The appraisal is a third-party professional's opinion of value based on comparable sales. It is not a personal judgment on the home, and it is not a comment on your taste. It is simply a part of how a lender manages their risk. Here's a simple way to think about it. The lender is asking, if we ever had to sell this home, would it likely sell for at least what we're lending? That's why the appraisal matters. If the appraisal comes in at or above purchase price, great. It's basically a non-event. If it comes in below, that's where buyers start to hear the phrase appraisal gap and their stress skyrockets. This module is about replacing stress with options. Let's use a concrete example. You offer $350,000, but the appraisal comes back at $335,000. That's a $15,000 gap. When value comes in low, your main options are to renegotiate price with the seller. You can ask the seller to reduce the price closer to the appraised value. In slower situations when the data supports it, sellers sometimes agree, especially if they don't want to start over with a new buyer who might get the same appraisal result. You can also challenge the appraisal. Sometimes, if the appraiser missed strong recent comps, usually from the last 30 to 90 days, or got something wrong about the house, your lender may be able to request this as a reconsideration. This isn't guaranteed, but it can work when the data is truly on your side. Or you can bring additional funds to cover the difference. If you still want the home at $350,000, you would need to bring the extra $15,000 in addition to your down payment and closing costs, depending on the loan type and how the lender structures it. This is why we decide your gap comfort ahead of time if we're worried about the appraisal price. Exit the contract if you have the right protections and the deal no longer makes sense. This is what a lot of buyers do. Walking away is not dramatic. It's a smart decision when the numbers stop working. The key is planning your response before the appraisal happens. And that means we can decide in advance. If the value comes in low, what is your max comfortable gap? $0, $5,000, $10,000. This is going to protect your budget and your peace of mind. And also keep in mind that in the entirety of my career, when I've sold hundreds and hundreds of homes, I've only had one low appraisal. So I'm pretty good at knowing when an appraisal is going to come in. And even in that case, we were still able to work out a deal where the seller came down and my buyers got to win and move into the house they wanted for even less money. Your job is not to force the deal to work. Your job is to buy the home in a way that still feels financially responsible afterward. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next module.